Thanks to the support as a channel member, James Maples. Here we go then, folks. Our very first transfer special of non-league to legend, FM21 edition. The transfer specials are always exactly that. They are special. If you're new to the channel, new to the series, you're in for a treat. Although for some reason, I can't run the intro. It's like there's a different signal trying to take over the video.
Star player, aren't I?
Yeah, star player. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
Just got the man himself, star player, captain, leading us to the Football League. Alfie Payne, how you doing?
Yeah, all good. You're all good, yeah.
Hello and welcome to part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our season review and transfer special. If you missed yesterday's episode, there's a big spoiler on the screen in front of you. We won the league, we won promotion, we are now a National League team. Very exciting stuff. And before we even get into the season review, I have a transfer to announce. There might have been a slight spoiler in the intro there, but if you were around last year for Non-League to Legend, you'll know that our hero at Kings Lynn, our captain, the man who led Kings Lynn into the Football League from the National League North and stuck around for years at the club, Alfie Payne, was one of the heroes of last year's Non-League to Legend, and he is joining us. We're actually paying money for him. His contract with Braintree is up at the end of the season. I didn't want to risk him going anywhere else. So we're actually paying £15,000 to secure his signature. He's coming in £500 a week. So we're not overpaying him. Our scouts reckon he would come in as the best central midfielder we've got at the club. Sam Perry, we've not been able to renew his loan because we fell out with Walsall because we weren't playing him as a box-to-box midfielder all year. So they've refused to let us have him back. So he's just going to slot into the midfield in the role vacated by Sam Perry. Alfie Payne is a Kettering player, or will be very, very soon. The only other things we've done in advance, obviously we had all the free transfers that we already knew about from a few episodes ago. We have extended a couple of the loans. Spasov is extended for another season, as is Adam Senior. Are we making decisions about Dunn? And I mean, Armitage, definitely not, because he never actually played for us. But we'll make a decision about Dunn soon. And like I say, Perry, we're not able to bring him in. He's concerned we're playing him in a weak role. I mean, he's been playing in central midfield all year. We've either played him as the box-to-box midfielder or the deep line playmaker. He's pretty good at either of them. Yes, he's better at a box-to-box midfield role, but still, it seems a little bit silly for him to be in a mood that he's playing in a weak role and for Walsall not to let us have him back. But we won't worry about that. Perry's dead to us. Let's do the season review. Love the new style season reviews. I've raved about them in every series I've done so far, so this one can be no different. Let's have a little look through all this stuff. So yeah, it definitely was a busy season in the transfer market. We basically brought in an entirely new squad. But if we go through player by player, we can see who the most successful ones were. I think this is sorted according to average rating. So Adam Senior's come in, done an average rating of 7.36. He was already an A+ when we signed him before. I think this is a transfer reaction based on how their season's gone, because I don't remember getting all these A+ at the start of the year. But Archie Edwards slightly lower, but Brandy's got an A, Spasov's got an A+, and then some of the players who maybe haven't played so much C+. I'm a little bit disappointed in Carvalho. Maybe we abandoned the 4-2-3-1 this year because Carvalho hasn't quite been the player we hoped he would be. Perry got an A+, but Perry's obviously not coming back. Armitage got an A+ despite never playing him. That must be from before the season started. But definitely our loan business very strong this year. Senior and Spasov in particular, and Dunn playing almost all year and doing a 7.15 does lead me to think it might be a decent idea to bring Joe Dunn back in again for the upcoming season. Here's your season review stuff. We were expected to finish mid-table. We won the league. It doesn't actually say our final position there, but you can see it just there. An average attendance of 1,109 people is awesome. Spasov got top score of 25 goals. The board are very happy, and we're very happy that, no matter what way you look at it, it's a very, very good season. Moments to remember then. Biggest win was a 4-1 win over Telford. Match to, I mean, they're basically the same thing, aren't they? And goal of this screen, we could probably lose this one. We won't focus on that from now on. But finances, always important to look at. Our reputation hasn't increased yet. It might go up over the summer because of the promotion. But this is our annual income reports. So we made 20 grand of sponsorship, 7.5 grand broadcast money. I mean, we didn't make much money, £200,000 in match day money. And the important thing is we haven't been in a big financial deficit. Patterson's our most popular shirt sale, followed by Carvalho, Clark, Colin. That's Evelyn buying all of Colin's. I mean, we've only sold 133 shirts. If Evelyn buys a Colin one every week, because I've got to start him, Chapman's got to start Colin, then I kind of get it. And I think there's a lot of people who just wanted booty on the back of their shirt, which is why they signed, which is why they bought that one. This was our team of the year then. We rotated the team a fair amount this season. Let the comments section know that. They don't believe I rotate. But this is our team of the year. Colin in goal, a back four of Edwards, Dunn, Senior and Moulden, Boot and Wooten in midfield, Patterson, Carvalho and Brandy behind Spasov up front. I'm not going to argue with that. That is my team of the year, I think. Sheriff's probably going to be a little bit hard done by to not get in, but then he didn't start very many games. He was very much a super sub, usually coming on for Carvalho or one of the wingers to either push to a 4-2-4 or he can play out wide on either side. He's a very useful player to have on the bench. It'll be interesting to see if he can make the step up next season and be a useful bench player in the next league up as well. That doesn't look anything like me, does it? My word. Fans player of the year was Senior. Young player of the year, Senior. Signing of the season, Brandy. I can go with that. He was an actual permanent signing who came in and scored 19 goals from 34 games from the wing. Oh, that's annoying. Don't click on any players when you're doing this. My word. Goal of the season also went to Brandy. Top scorer was Spasov. Most assists, Edwards from left back. Most man of the matches was Senior with 12, and he also got the highest average rating at 7.4. And these are records that have been broken this season, but take them all with a pinch of salt because actually he didn't play for us this year, did he? So these are actually the current club records. That's interesting because most of them have been broken this year. Don't really know what that screen's telling us, but here we have our history in the making, beautiful social media slide that we can do a screenshot of. Although it hasn't fitted the name of the competition in properly. It's just been a good year. Just been a good year. Seasonal performance analyst report. There's some graphs for you if you love a graph. Long-term vision stuff. The board are looking for us to avoid relegation next year, which I think I can probably manage, and just become an established mid-table team in the division above. I think that's a very sensible set of goals. Team leaders wise, Luke Graham, we can't click on it. Luke Graham, if we go on to proper dynamics, Luke Graham is our only team leader, but hasn't actually played for us all year. So he's going to be someone who's departing this summer. Colin and then Carvalho are the two highly influential players. So we're going to need them to step up into team leader roles and really get a little bit more influence and leadership throughout the squad, which is difficult when you're signing a lot of kids, and it was an entirely new squad this year. But hopefully there'll be a number of players who stick around over the summer and can start to move their way up the leadership hierarchy. New season team report. This is new. We didn't normally get this, did we? So it just tells us the strengths and weaknesses of our squad looking into the season ahead, which is quite cool. I quite like that. I look at that best 11 and say straight away, we need a goalkeeper, we need a left back, potentially a right winger, although Brandy's been really good this year, so I think it's a little bit harsh to go for a right winger. We've obviously got a lot of young players coming in as well, so we'll look into that a little bit more when they all arrive. We are going to finish mid-table. Did I just say we're going to finish mid-table? Oh, okay. I meant we'll survive. There you go. Now they're happy. I meant to say we'll survive. I'm not going to make any promises, and yeah, I might have messed that up. We're going to have to rebuild the team morale-wise over the course of the summer. We need some easy, friendly wins. But that is it for season review stuff. Finances-wise, we're doing very well, and we've got a big balance that's been rising all season. We've got money to spare in both of the budgets, and we've got a whole load of new players already set to come in. So I think what we're going to do is, I think they all come in on vaguely the same day, all coming in early June. So we're going to fast forward to the 4th of June. It's less than a week away. Get all those players in before we have a look at the squad and then come up with a plan for what we're going to do for the rest of the summer. Well, it looks like I spoke too soon. 3 things that are all quite interesting. We've got a whole bunch of new sponsorship deals. So there's even more money coming into the club than there was before. We've got our scouting budget, which at the moment we have no recruitment package. We've got 32 3,000 as a scouting budget, so that can sort us for the National League North and South. I think when our promotion is officially finalised, that goes up to being whatever your current division is, so that'll at least scout the division we're in. It's all we can afford to do. But most interestingly, stadium expansion plans. So we're increasing the standing area, which is a weird decision when we're hoping that's the board saying we're happy in non-league, because that's not going to help out at all getting into the Football League. But increase the standing area by 869. It's not costing a huge amount of money. We can pay for that, 85,000. Going to take 5 months to complete, but the capacity is going to be slightly reduced while it's being completed. So that's being started today, should be done by November, and increases our total capacity to 4,000. So we're going to be down to just under 3,000 while it's happening, from about 3,100 before, and then we're going to be at 4,000 for next season, which I guess is part of the requirements for the National League, maybe. I also don't really see the logic in doing it. We got nowhere near capacity this season, so I don't think it's something we'd need to do unless we absolutely had to do it. But it's always nice to see the ground getting a little bit of work done to it. So the new boys are in. We've tried to extend the loan of Joe Dunn, so hopefully that goes through in the next few days. But we have our 9 players that were already pre-arranged have arrived at the club. So let's see how good they actually are. Now we've got them in as actual permanent players. So Teddy Davey, we got a B- for him. He's a central midfielder, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, who apparently is our 8th best central midfielder at the club. We've obviously got some quality in central midfield. My word. Sean Stewart, also a B-. He's a left back, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Not quite as good as Joe Dunn, but better than Archie Edwards. That, for an 18-year-old, that seems pretty sensible to be right up there as first reserve almost. Pascal Juan Estrada, 19 years old. We only got a C+ for him. He's a defensive midfielder, but according to that, he's actually better suited to playing as a Carrilero in central midfield, and getting 2.5-star for any of the defensive midfield roles that he's natural for. So maybe, I mean, we're probably not going to switch to a holding midfield system. I mean, we might do a 4-3-3. It depends just how off the pace we feel like we are. So he might end up playing quite a lot of games at the base of the midfield, but he's 3-star, 5-star as well. He came in from Wolves. We've then got Terrell Whitaker, who we also get a B- for. He is an 18-year-old striker who's pretty quick and a decent finisher for this level. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He is, if we look for strikers, he's almost as good as Spasov, better than Sheriff. Might be spelling the end of the line for Dakari Sheriff at the club. Now he's probably not even going to be sitting on the bench with Whitaker now in. Hubert Grasic is an 18-year-old Polish goalkeeper, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's come in to be backup to Colin this year. He's come in from Arsenal. Don't worry, Elaine. Evelyn, what was her name? I know it began with an E. Who loves Adam Collin? Nobody remembers. Zidane Iqbal's a centre mid, 18 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. And we're so solid in centre mid that he's only the 4th best at the club apparently, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Marco Russ is an attacking midfielder / right winger. Again, similar to what we had with the defensive midfield guy. Although he's natural in attacking midfield, he's actually better suited to the role of playing out on the wing. This is an interesting thing that we never got on FM20, and does give me a little bit of a clue as to how I might want to retrain and where to play him. But if we're looking at him as a right wing role, he is the best right winger at the club, which was a role we'd identified 5 minutes ago as somewhere we potentially needed to strengthen. So better than Whitaker, better than Patterson. Brandy not even showing on the list. So Russ looks like he's going to be a solid signing, a B- for him. Max Robson also gets us a B-, another attacking midfielder. So it looks like we are going to be sticking with that role, with Carvalho still knocking around as well. He's also comfortable playing central midfield, left wing. He's still only 18, 5-star potential, all the usual stuff. He came in from Tottenham and is the 3rd best left winger at the club behind Patterson and Whitaker. We've signed some real quality here. Either that or we're a really poor side. And then final signing for now, a little bit older, Alfie Payne, but we know he's a legend. 21 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, comes in as the best central midfield player at the club, currently operating at a National League level, just done a full season in the National League South with Braintree. Alfie Payne, I'm tempted to just make him captain straight away, but we'll give him time. We'll make a decision as the summer goes on. So I'm just going to welcome all of them in. I'll do that off camera in a second. In fact, let me welcome all them in, get through the rest of these notifications, and we'll have a look through the squad properly. So it looks like my director of football started the summer brightly as well. I've brought in 9 players, and he's like, hold my beer. Let me get you a proper goalkeeper. Liam O'Brien is a 4.5-star current ability goalkeeper who's been playing for Stratford this season just gone, but previously been around the Football League for years with Portsmouth, Barnet, Brentford, Dagenham, Portsmouth again, Coventry, Yeovil. He's done the rounds. Still only 29 years old. If he's as good as that scout report indicates, and it's difficult to know with only 19% of him scouted, but it's the kind of thing where I'm potentially thinking of just going with my director of football on that one, because it looks like a cracking signing. If we have a look at the squad depth, I think what we're going to notice very quickly is we've got quite a lot of very good players, and the first part of this summer is going to be more about getting rid of some of the ones that we don't need anymore, and then maybe identifying any gaps we've got after that. We've got 2 good strikers in Spasov and Whittaker. This just making sure this isn't removing expiring contracts. No, it's not. On the left wing, we've got 5 good options, so maybe we will look, right, who's expiring? Carvalho. And to be honest, Carvalho is 5th best left winger, 3rd best attacking midfielder, 4th best right midfielder. His contract's expiring. I'd be tempted to let Carvalho go, which I didn't expect to be saying, but he's on quite a lot of money. And he's not actually. £210 isn't too bad. But he was a little bit of a disappointment last year. Not quite what I was expecting, and not really going to be a regular player in any of those positions. And I think we could probably find someone with a bit more potential than him. I'll probably change my mind in a minute and give him another contract. But that's straight away one where I'm thinking, maybe. I mean, if we drop this down to 2-star, you've got the likes of Sheriff. How's Dan Holman still here? But Sheriff, who I look at and think, I mean, it could have been great. Spasov ruined him. Probably needs to drop back down and play another year in the National League North. And his contract's up, I think. He's probably going to be on his way. And you're all going to miss him desperately in midfield. Spasov can apparently play there, which if Whittaker ends up as good as some of the people in the comments section were telling me, Spasov might be competing more back here or in here to give Whittaker the chance to play up front, or we could go to the 4-2-4 that I've threatened on multiple occasions in the past. Perry, of course, isn't going to be here, so if we get rid of expiring contracts, Perry disappears from there. But we've got Iqbal, we've got Payne, we've got Davey, we've got lots of options. We don't need any more midfielders this summer in any of the positions, really. The entire midfield 5 is sorted. We could maybe add an extra young striker in, and we certainly look like we need some centre-backs and maybe that goalkeeper that we've been looking at in midfield. Unless we find an absolute superstar, I don't see that we need to do anything. At the back, we look like we can put together a pretty decent-looking back four of Stewart, Senior, Dunn and Malden. But that is it. They are the 4 defenders that are any good. And Colin's the only goalkeeper we've got. So big focus on the defence and the goalkeeper as we head towards the 1st of July, free transfer day, and maybe a backup striker as well. Money-wise, we're spending over our budget currently, but once the players who are leaving leave, we drop back about £1,000 a week below it. So I think we probably have got enough in between loans and free transfers to bring in maybe another 3 or 4 players in more defensive positions. And that might end up being that. So, unless anything spectacular happens, the next shot you'll see will be the 1st of July, because I am not doing anything until free transfer day, because I think, I've already made 10 signings. That's enough before free transfer day. It never hurts to trust your director of football sometimes. Liam O'Brien is in, 3.5-star current ability goalkeeper, who is better than Colin, and he's a National League standard goalkeeper. So we've, or leading player for National League North, we're going to call him National League standard. But that is a position that we needed to strengthen. It is now strengthened. The focus now is 100% on defenders, and we might even offer Sheriff an extension to be the 3rd striker. We'll see. There might be a better one that appears. We've already got free transfers starting to appear. I'm trying to ignore this. Don't look back. Denanga's available. See, how can I turn down the opportunity to get the band back together and get Denanga back involved in non-league to legend? Stop looking at players until the 1st of July, Kev. They're going to cost you money now. They'll be cheaper in a few minutes. We are almost at free transfer day. Let's just go through the players who are leaving. Firstly, though, Alfie Payne, new club captain here at Kettering. Why would he not be? The game recommended Carvalho as captain and Payne as vice captain, but Carvalho is going to play far less football than Payne this season. He is one of the ones who I've added a new contract to, but Alfie Payne, if he's fit, I don't see a situation where he doesn't play every game. So Payne is our new captain. These are the players who didn't get a new contract: Sheriff, Wilson, Rich Edwards, Dan Holman, of course, Ryan Fryatt, a few, Owen Moore, who's actually someone I brought in, but quite a few of the players who were here when I arrived have all moved on. We've got contracts due to expire for next summer, but to be honest, we're still in non-league. It's far too early to be offering new contracts a year out in advance. Scouting meeting, let's get him in. And finances looking good. Don't know who he is. And yeah, he can go on there, and I don't mind shifting him to that as well. That's all follow. Looks like we're going to shift him back again. Alfie Payne's got to convince him. They've known each other 3 days. Strangely, Payne doesn't get him convinced. So we'll just put him back to his original. Don't bother changing that this year, is what I've learned. So with the players that have left, this is what the squad looks like. In fact, should we just go to the squad view? If we clear that, go by position, and we could even put the younger players in as well, so you can see what we've got in each position. So in goal, O'Brien, Grasic, and Colin. I mean, there's an argument to move Colin on there because Grasic looks like he's something a little bit special. Colin potentially going to be our third choice keeper. He is one of the ones who got a contract extension, but maybe one that he didn't need. Got to keep Evelyn happy though. Left back, we've got Dunn, we've got Stewart. So Dunn extended his loan. Stewart is one of the new boys who's in this season. We've still got O'Sullivan knocking around as well, although I suspect we'll look to move him on. Why did I sign him on a 2-year contract? I need to have a few words with Past Kev about that one. Ryan Clark I gave a new contract to this summer because he's got loads of potential, but O'Sullivan, I'm pretty sure I didn't. I gave him a new contract back in March. Why did I do that? I guess he asked for one and he was probably in and around the team at the time. Right back wise, Malden, Asari, and then Senior can play there but won't. He's our centre back. So it'll be Malden and Asari again this year like it was last year. They never let us down last year. And then at centre back, Senior, basically. We need centre backs. That's who Jack Turner is. Never heard of him. Definitely need centre backs. Moving into central midfield. Ignore Spasov, he's the striker. Wooten, Payne, Davey, Iqbal, Boot, Estrada, effectively our midfielders. And we've got one of our channel members, Michael Beagles, who always the first to get in as a channel member. Is another midfielder who's got some potential as well. And then if we go a little bit further forward, look at our central attacking midfielders. It's really Carvalho, Spasov, Robson. They can all play out wide as well. Jones probably needs to move on. In fact, he's showing us out of contract, so surprised he hasn't left yet. We'll probably just, in fact, should we give him a little nudge out the door now? Just, yeah, be on your way, son. Be on your way. On the left wing then, it's Robson and Patterson. Clark can play there too. Clark probably needs to go out on loan this year. And then on the right wing, Russ, Whitaker, Carvalho, Brandy. Loads of options on the right wing. And up front, Spasov, Whitaker, and then not a lot else. We probably do need a third striker in, especially now I've just released Jones. So with all that being said, finances now look like this. So we've got plenty of money to spend. Let's go and bring in a whole load of free transfers and see if we can't finish this squad off nice and quickly, because first day of the season is less than a month away. And it's only against Kings Lynn. It's like a clash of the last 2 years non-league to legends just smushing together. We also play Boston, who are another former starting team. We've got an interesting start to the season, but Alfie Payne immediately going to be playing against Kings Lynn for Kettering. That just excites me. But we have a whole load of players in on trial. Unfortunately, it's pretty slim pickings in terms of defenders. This is the one guy, Jonathan Tompkinson, who we're definitely going to be offering a contract to, although work permit's going to be an issue. This is going to pain me that we're going to keep getting hit with work permits. because we're now at that stage of the game. I mean, we'll try. There is not a chance we get him because of work permit. And it's just going to be desperately upsetting. Would need to have played more than 40% of the games for his country in the previous 12 months to automatically qualify for a work permit. He also doesn't have the required number of points from other categories, league matches, level of league, achievements in the league, continental cups, etc. So in fact, there's just no point. We can't get him. That's gonna change how this works. Kasper Kurilov, I mean, we don't need another goalkeeper. I guess he's got English as a second nationality. Yeah. But we don't need him, so there's no point bringing him in. And we've got another LOLLUJO alumni, Connor Stanley, has appeared as 5-star current ability. I mean, did you see how many wingers we've got? And we just don't need Connor Stanley. But then do you see how much better he is than everybody else? We've got to try and bring him in. But we absolutely don't need Connor Stanley. We've got to be signing defenders. And I'm trying to sign home legends from a few years ago. 2, 3, 4. If you don't know why I'm counting backwards like a dentist, you should watch my video about how I sign players in non-league. I made that over the weekend, and I'm definitely still doing it this season. McKendy is another one who's played for us in previous series and done really quite well for us. I think he was part of the Bourne squad at various points last year in all 3 of the attacking positions, but he's primarily a pressing forward. I love a pressing forward this year. He's another one who's come through at Tottenham, plenty of pace. And I think as our 3rd striker, he's definitely a very good option. So let's see if we can get him in as well. Again, don't want any signing on fee. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. Just taking everything down by 4. And then using that as the starting point for our negotiations. He's actually gone up because we took his signing on fee away. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Missing some of those as I go through, trying to rush it for the video. Normally, I'd be counting very carefully. There you go. That's him done. We've got to stop offering contracts to players because we need some defenders, and I'm just signing attackers because I'm now looking at this guy, Kilkenny, and thinking, you look quite good as well. Just looking at your star rating. You're a ball-winning midfielder who can also play as a shadow striker. What a combination. What an incredible combination. Better than Alfie Payne in central midfield. Better than Robson as a... Oh, we got to, haven't we? We've just got to. Right, I'm gonna sign a load of players we don't need and then try and really find some defenders. We might have to look at loans for some defenders because we are really struggling to find any. Right, we've binned off the first batch of trials, apart from the ones that we want to sign. And got another batch in. We've actually got some decent defenders this time. Sairiaku Marunga is a centre-back previously of Wolves. Again, is he going to be one that we're not going to get a work permit for? Or does he have English as a second nationality? So, why can we get him? Does he have settled status? Is that what that is? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dentist time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't understand. Don't want to pay you a signing on fee. We already talked about this. I'm just going to keep doing this and get confused about why we can get some foreign players but not others. So he being as a defender. Emmanuel Longelo, who I feel like is another player we've had before in a series. He's another, so he does have English as a second nationality. Okay, I'm getting my head around it now. He's off of West Ham, so we're definitely going to try and sign him. Still no right back options, but he can play left back. So we might just get ourselves into a situation where we need to bring in a right back on loan. We probably don't need 2 left backs. There's 2 options there. Longelo definitely looks like the better of the 2, although he's wanted by Kingstonian, who I think are considered a bigger club than us. So he might end up going there. But I'm going to keep trying to bring these guys in, and then we'll work out what we still need to do to get us some loans. Well, it's quite frustrating having a loan reputation and trying to sign really good young players because half of them go over everywhere else. We have managed to bring a few in, though. In fact, that's handy. So this season starts from the ones that we've brought in now. So we got in Sairiaku Mayunga. He signed. He's a centre-back. He's the one who came in from Wolves. He's probably going to be my starting centre-back this year. He looks a bit good. We also got Longalo in to play left-back for us, potentially my starting left-back for the year. Sam Packham, my scout's got a little bit wrong. I mean, he's got 5-star potential. He might be awesome. Only 2-star current ability, though, so probably not going to be seeing first-team action anytime soon. But we did get Connor Stanley, who will definitely be seeing some first-team action. Can play on either wing. We absolutely didn't need him, but he's better than anyone we had on either wing, so we're definitely going to be using him. Likewise, Jeremy McKendy is just an option for that entire front three and potentially one of the better players we've got in any of those positions as well. We've got lots of competition up front now. David Agbon-Tahoma is another centre-back. This one's 6'4". Love a big defender. He's a big defender. And then if we're getting the band back together, we may as well get the band back together. Although Connor Stanley, Martel Taylor-Crossdale and Alfie Payne did all play in different previous teams in previous series. It's many years now since we had Martel Taylor-Crossdale, but he came from the scout reports. He's actually a pretty decent option, and I couldn't really resist, especially if Spasov's going to move into midfield or attacking midfield. McKendy might be going out wide. We might only have Whittaker and Taylor-Crossdale as our attacking options. So we know from previous FMs this guy can score a lot of goals, even as high as like League One. He might have had a downgrade since, but I think he's still worth a gamble. And then apparently my staff can't judge right backs because we've made the same mistake again as we did with the other one. Dan Moss is in, but he's only got 2-star current ability. All of that means our squad is pretty much done, I think. Maybe we'll add a loan if we need a loan, but I actually think that squad is ready to start the new season. We are just about inside our wage budget as well, so we don't really have any extra money to bring anyone else in unless we see an absolute superstar come up on a scout report now. We're not actively looking for anybody else. What we are looking to do is try and get the team fit. So I'm arranging more and more friendlies all the time because with us having so many trialists in and quite a large squad now, it's quite difficult to get everybody fit. That isn't my first team squad before you all absolutely panic, but we're still scrolling quite significantly for the first team squad. So I think what I need to do now is go through this and get some players out. We've already got Adam Colling on the transfer list because he got upset when I told him he'd be our reserve keeper this year. And we probably need to get rid of all these remaining trials. They're not needed anymore. So terminate those trials. That's still going to leave us with a pretty big squad. And there's some of these players like O'Sullivan who are nowhere near the team now where we could loan him out. We could sell him. Ivor's probably fine. I'm not going to be that bothered one way or the other. There's quite a few like that that probably aren't going to get particularly close to the team this year. And we need to make a decision about some of these central midfielders as well because we've signed a lot without really letting any go. We obviously lost Perry. We've still got Wooten. We've still got Boot. But we've now also got Estrada, Iqbal, Davey, Payne. We need to lose some of these, I think. I'm working on it in here. Working on it in here. Which means I'm probably going to start the season with this massive squad. And we didn't get any more bargains turn up. So that is the end of our transfer business. And in fact, we're pretty much ready to start the new season, which of course will be tomorrow's episode. Quickly before I go, a little look at the season preview. We started the season, started the pre-season, I think 15th for season preview. But clearly we've done some good transfer business. We are up to 4th on the season preview prediction. And we don't have anybody in the Media Dream 11, but I wouldn't expect to necessarily. But bearing in mind the board are just looking for us to, in fact, they were originally looking for us to not get relegated. They've now upgraded to mid-table. I'm untouchable in my role. We've got an outside chance of going back-to-back here, which is exciting stuff. Also exciting stuff, particularly if you've been around on the channel for a few years. This episode tomorrow, where we're facing Kings Lynn, has the potential. It's the closest you'll ever get to a non-League to Legends starter team all-star game. On the pitch, potentially at the same time, you're going to have Alfie Payne, Adam Marriott, Dale Southwell, Connor Stanley, Martel Taylor-Crossdale. It's Kettering against Kings Lynn. It's going to be very exciting. I'm so excited about the prospect of this. And make sure you come and join me tomorrow, 4 p.m, so you can see it for yourself. If you have enjoyed that transfer special, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.